Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Parent and Caregiver Corner, where I will be touching upon hot topics or answering your burning questions. So don't forget to send us your questions so we can cover your interested topics. So today we are starting off with a conversation about early learning. So many of our kids are learning in a virtual setting, whether that's kindergartners or our preschoolers and tots joining in our virtual play dates here at the Early On Center. And this learning environment or this virtual learning space is really new for parents. We might feel that we have to be the at-home teacher while our kids are learning from the teacher in the computer screen. Right? So it might be unsettling for us to watch our kids jump, hop, and scoot all around their computer screen while in a virtual classroom. We might be worried about the teacher's opinions of our scurrying little one, or perhaps we worry about other kids getting distracted. But I'm going to ease your mind today by talking about why we let young children explore their environment, whether that be in person or during virtual school. So let's talk about research presented in two documents that shape Ontario learning. We have ELECT and How Does Learning Happen? So one of the reasons we don't expect your child to sit still in front of the computer screen for entire sessions or lessons is because they learn through play. Let's look at this statement of principles in the document Early Learning for Every Child Today, which is also known as ELECT. So play is a means to early learning that capitalizes on children's natural curiosity and exuberance. Listen, as early childhood educators, we realize the best place to learn isn't on screen. But our goal is to ensure that your children get the very most out of their learning experience, even if it is on a computer screen. But this requires us to be flexible and adaptive as kids shape their own learning experience. Another reason we don't expect your child to sit still in front of the computer screen for entire sessions or lessons is demonstrated by this description of the role an educator has in the document called How Does Learning Happen? So, educators participate as co-learners with families and children, learning with children, about children, and from children. We value the opportunity to let children sculpt their learning environment within a virtual domain. Children need the space to investigate, imagine, think, create, solve problems, and make meaning from their experiences. So if we're offering a numeracy activity about dinosaurs, and this makes them think of their pet, so they go check on that pet mid-session, that's okay, because that might give us the opportunity to teach responsibility in our next session through the discussion of pets. We also recognize that kids are going to learn best when they're interested, and not all kids are going to be interested in all topics or all activities. Allowing kids to take those mental breaks when needed or roam around and then return to the learning environment when their attention is caught again, that's okay with us. However, if you feel like your child needs support to focus in these virtual sessions, I am going to offer some general tips for these sorts of problems. So number one, try to connect virtually in a neutral space. Try the kitchen table. Any space in your home that isn't surrounded by their toys will keep them more engaged in the activities that we have presented on screen. Number two, let your expectations go. Your child will get what they need from each session. If they're feeling the fire under their butt to run around that day, remind yourself that their physical activity is just as important, and perhaps they just needed to let off that steam. Number three, encourage structure in other aspects of their day. If they're really struggling to sit down and participate, they might need some support in regulating their behaviors. And this is okay because young children are still developing this ability to be the boss of their behavior. But the more you encourage your children to get used to having a structured routine, they'll sort of begin to understand what their day is going to look like and that, they'll have time to run around later. And right now it's time to sit and enjoy our friends on this virtual screen. So you can even make some visible schedules that kids can actually just check off throughout the day. So I brushed my teeth, check. I washed my hands, check. I've had breakfast, check. And they'll start to get used to this. The fourth piece of advice here is to talk to the teacher or the registered early childhood educator offering your child the virtual learning environment. So we are here with you and your child in mind. We want the experience to be stress-free and beneficial for the both of you. So if you feel that your child might be more engaged if the lessons included elephants, then guess what? We're going to incorporate elephants in our next session. We are here for you. Please, please don't be afraid to reach out to us. So remember that your child's sense of belonging, well-being, engagement, and expression is at the forefront of our plans. We are here to support you, not hinder you. If you have any questions about learning, drop them in the comments below. We will continue this discussion of early learning next week. I hope you have a very happy week.